Swing at the World family, what's up, y'all? Face and my tribe of knuckleheads back with you again. Disappointing weekend, we'll get to that in a minute. I got things to talk about. Listen, man, been crazy out in the world, and you know what we say, when the world swings at you, you gotta swing back at the world. I'm gonna start the segment off by introducing our guest for the week. Another Street Beefs legend, King. Has accomplished some things in the Street Beef yard of his own accord. So, King, welcome.
Appreciate it.
Where did you travel from, first of all?
I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio.
You born and raised in Ohio?
Yes, sir.
You traveled down to fight in Street Beefs the first time when?
Shoot. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It was against Dirty Devil. And I remember I drove out. It was a muddy mess. I know Corey threw out some sand. That was when... what was his name? Guru? Guru?
Nighttime Guru. Yeah.
You had your beef fight with him.
Yeah.
And it was like a pig pen, man.
It was a messy day. I told people about that. You were scared, like literally for me, I was scared to even push the pace because you'd slip and fucking blow your knee out. So you fought Dirty Devil, your first fight. Then you fought some more, but you had one thing that really stood out, which was when you came down for our mixer. And you fought, I believe we had 2 days of fights. Mm-hmm. How many times you fight?
5 or 6.
Damn. I want to say it was 6. Don't quote me. But he won the mixer and ended up getting to take a belt home. You know, mixer champ, which back then we were giving belts for every mixer. So after that, you had a few more fights. You had a big fight with Venom Black. Didn't go your way.
Yeah, that was a big ass streak. That's one I need to get back.
You know, I got to ask you, because I was talking about Frank Mir the other day, and the youngins probably ain't familiar with Frank Mir, but he fought Brock Lesnar, and before that he was mocking Brock Lesnar for weightlifting. Fought him in their second fight. Frank immediately takes up powerlifting, packs on 20-30 pounds of muscle. Did the Venom Black fight have anything to do with you? It did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As a man, when you get beat and you get beat first round, especially as a fighter, you get beat first round, and you go back and look at that video, I was skinny.
Yeah.
I was skinny. He had a lot of size on me, so I was like, oh no.
You said
I'm a dog. Don't get me wrong, I'm a dog, but there's levels to it on size.
Well,
I saw that and I was like, oh, it's not happening again.
Can't bring a 22 to a machine gun fight, right?
Exactly.
You know?
So you saw how big I blew up quickly too. It was I put straight to powerlifting.
We're going to flash some pictures of his before and after on the screen. How many total pounds did you gain?
Oh shoot! I fought him. I just cleared 180. I just cleared 180 for that fight, and then I got up to 218.
And how tall are you?
About 6'4".
He's tall, y'all. We're going to flash some of his sparring too. So you also went out to Cali with the squad.
Yeah.
Fought BLK Prime.
Oh, that was a blast.
Who'd you fight? Paradox. Won that fight. Good win. Yeah. Shout out to Paradox. So what's next? What's your goal?
I want to turn pro. Being 30, I don't have much time to turn pro and do something with it. There's cats that come out there 17, 18, coming out the Pan Ams with silver and gold medals and doing some things at 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
So if I push the pace now, I got a limited window to do something with it. So.
Well, you know, we'll all attest that you're a skilled man, you're fit, you're determined, and we hope you do something with it. So, last thing, you're fighting at Street Beefs in April?
April 6th.
April 6th.
Slim.
And this is for a belt.
185.
Yep.
I'm walking around 185 right now. I'm ready.
Hey, this is going to be big time, y'all. This is going to be big time. Well, King, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're going to get right in and talk about the craziness going on in the world today. And there's a lot of, Elijah brings to my attention that the state of Texas is basically engaging in the early stages of a civil war with the United States government. This can't be overstated, y'all. This cannot be overstated. If I'm reading correctly, the state of Texas rolled out its state guard to deflect federal police from removing razor wire from their border.
That's right.
Right? So, I mean, that's insanity. Okay? This is the type of shit that, like, look, we all know the Civil War started over slavery, but what it was a bunch of southern states saying we don't want to follow the United States government's rule. Well, here we are. And then to add insult to injury, several other southern states have stepped up and said they're with Texas. So what are we doing here?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, man.
What are we doing?
Why are we at war with our own government?
Well,
It was going to be either Texas
a long
or
time ago.
Florida.
Yeah, you're right.
Texas or
You're right.
Florida. Well, Florida is home to, I think Florida's ran by UFOs, you know.
Florida on another,
It's a
that,
different
yeah.
country.
Yeah.
It's its own world, man.
Now,
Send them Cali.
we're going to go around. I want to get y'all's take, honestly, okay? Is Florida right or wrong?
Florida?
Yeah. I mean, excuse me.
Texas.
Oh,
Texas.
that's what I wanted
See,
to
y'all
say.
fucked me up with this Florida shit.
Look,
Is Texas right or wrong?
I feel like when it comes to the feds, it's just always going to be an uphill battle. You know, even if you are the state of Texas, this is just not the move. 'Cause
So, you know they're going to lose. But my question is, do you think they're fighting a good fight or are they wrong?
look, I don't think I know enough about it to really.
Respect that.
You know, I
respect that.
don't want to say they are or they aren't because I don't know enough about it. So
We ain't those dudes. We don't just talk out our ass. If
Well,
we don't know something,
I will say we gotta be on the same page at some point, though.
Yeah.
You know, so we gotta get it together.
Whether or not they're right or wrong, we got to stick together as a country.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right.
With the United States for a reason.
King, you were military, right?
Yeah, former military.
So, you know, if anybody's qualified to really speak on this, he served his country.
I think-
What's your opinion?
I don't know too much about it. I've heard just stuff from blogs, just scrolling through, Facebook and Instagram. I mean, I served the country to fight for freedom. Like as
Right.
a citizen, you have your right to believe what you want. I don't know exactly what it's about,
Right.
but I think the Civil War has been kind of on the brinks of submerged, regardless of what it was going to be about anyway. I think people have had enough of certain things.
I want to speak on that after justice. I want to speak on that.
I mean, it's the fact that we're fighting ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
It's goofy. It's
there's
good.
nothing right about that.
Look, King hit on the fact that a civil war has been brewing. There's two sides in America, really. There's others that are somewhere in between, but there's basically two sides. The one side is immigrants should only come here if they're going about it the right way. Don't give a fuck what their situation is. Fuck them. If they're not doing it the right way, they shouldn't come to America. The other side is these people are in horrible situations. They're doing anything they can to get out of those horrible situations. We shouldn't be so harsh. So y'all know my stance, and if you don't, I'll give it. You guys have seen the cartel videos down in Mexico. We've seen children blown up by dynamite. We've seen women beheaded on camera. We've seen 20 men lined up and all of them get their heads cut off. I mean, and this shit is happening and being filmed, and there's people down there living in it, right? Then you got people from the Middle East. Look, you even got people from European countries, that over the years may not have been so good, like Bulgaria, and Bulgaria is probably not the best example, but you know what I mean. Some of those countries that were war torn. My point is this, if I ask this every time, and I'm gonna ask y'all directly before you comment on this. Let's say you live in fucking Acapulco, and you're down there, and the cartel's taking over your city, and you're seeing them kill people daily, and your family's starving. You apply to get into the U.S., but it's going to take a year. And you know the only way your kids live, you cross that border. What do?
Doing.
I mean, I get it, the people that talk about immigration, because it does hurt our economy, but what bothers me is some of the people that are against it talk like it's so horrible and it's a new phenomenon. But I spoke about this the last time. In the early 1900s, it was Italians, Germans, Irish that were coming over here hiding on boats, doing all kinds of shit. And now they're generations into America and they're upstanding citizens, or should I say their descendants are. We just don't know. It's not an easy answer, okay? I'm not saying I have the answer, but if you guys, do you guys have a solution? Do you have any suggestion on where we go from here?
I think it's been a thing that's happened. It's going to happen. It's going to continue to happen.
Do you think we're not harsh enough, or do you think we need to get harsher?
It's a good question. I know if I was in this situation, I'm doing what I can to get out the situation.
Right.
Well, yeah.
I've been, it is what it is. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do, whether you're proud of it or not.
And that's the thing. It's easy as Americans to sit here and say, well, you got to do it the right way and so on and so forth. But any of y'all saying it, you know damn well if the roles were reversed, you would do what King just said, whatever you have
I
to.
wonder how hard it is to get citizenship in another country, right? I wonder, like, if we were to go from here to somewhere else, how hard would it be for us?
That's a good question. But I will say this. I've heard that it's pretty easy to go down to Mexico. It's pretty easy to illegally immigrate to Mexico. And I've heard that it's pretty easy to get citizenship there. Don't know if it's true. Could be talking out my ass.
Seems like everybody else is okay with us coming over there, like they don't really mind it.
So what's the problem? Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I agree. Let's switch gears to a much more lighthearted, kind of lighthearted. She's fucking batshit crazy.
Oh, God.
Krishan Rock. Did you see the tattoo she got on her face?
It was huge.
I mean, what
It
the
was
fuck are you doing?
She got one on her neck too.
Did she?
She already had one.
Oh,
Blue face.
Oh, man.
Right here.
you know who Krishan is?
Same
I've heard the name. I don't watch.
She dates Blueface. Look,
He's a rapper.
she's been a trending topic on this show forever, So she's went back and forth with Blueface. Well, she just did a diss song of him that we broke down, 2 months ago?
Baby, right?
Yeah. And talking about fuck Blueface.
Yeah.
Hold on, what?
Yeah.
I wonder what
She's
he's
begging
told her
for it.
behind
And that's
that
who she got
stuff.
tattooed on her face.
Yeah.
Yep.
So look, here's the trip, King. Blueface goes back and forth between her and what's the other girl's name?
Jade or Alexis.
Jade and Alexis. He bounces back and forth. They both act like they got this great catch with this guy. He'll go with one, then be like, oh, fuck you. Then he'll go to the other one. They just keep taking him back. Well, with Krishan, he really dogged her out lately.
They finessed the media on this one.
Yeah, you gotta wonder, has it been all ploy? But
Tattoo is wild if it is part of a plan.
well, first of all, let me say this. I'm not getting a tattoo of anything on my face. But I'm certainly not. I've been married for 22 years, and my wife would not ask me to get her tattoo on my face.
Matter of fact, she might stop you.
She might say, stop that stupid shit. So, let me ask you, any of y'all been in a really toxic relationship?
Oh,
Can't say I.
Everybody has, man.
Well,
Everybody has. That's part of growing up, man.
Yeah.
That's part of growing up.
How old was you when you had yours?
Oh, like 18, fresh out the gate. Fresh out the gate. But here's the thing. When you grow up around toxic things, you become, you're a kid, you're a sponge. That's all you learn. So you have to unlearn those toxic traits throughout friendships, relationships, partnerships, whatever it is out there. You have to, that's just part of learning. It's part of the game, part of the game.
I'll tell you, I had a toxic relationship. I'm not gonna say the girl's name. We fought. We fucking cheated on each other. We broke up. Then we would get back together, sleep together that night, and it'd be all lovey-dovey for 2 days. Then we're fighting again. And that's that 18-year-old insanity shit, But this, they got a kid involved. They got a kid involved in the middle of this. So, does anybody think the baby grows up to have a normal life?
Fuck no.
No way.
They already got an Instagram business page for her.
For the baby?
For the baby.
Yeah,
You see
I've
that?
seen that.
They got an
I've seen
Instagram.
that.
You can book the baby. I don't know what it is. I guess you go. I guess you go get pics with it, meet the baby or some shit. I don't know what they got going.
So look, let's say this the nice way. They're basically pimping out pictures of their baby. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, when you go and start an Instagram page and you're making money off your kid on the Instagram page, I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I just thought that was weird.
So let me say this. All right, I dig that. But I think this is a step above when you're saying, come take a pic with our baby for $20 or whatever.
Yeah.
Because There's all right. That we were just talking about. What's the boy's name? Ryan's World, the toy maker.
Oh yeah.
So there's a couple kids on YouTube. They're talking about Ryan's World and how he had made like $300 million or something crazy like that.
He did not. No way.
Yeah.
Shit,
no
you
way.
look at his
What?
subscribers.
His like his views and subscribe. It's crazy.
It's like a toy review channel.
I don't think he'll be able to
He's
maintain
big.
that when he gets older, though.
Well, no, he's already. Look, that's the problem with child stars, right? So you get these child stars and they're this huge hit when they're young, right? You had Gary Coleman, you had Emmanuel Stewart, you had there's too many to name. A bunch of child stars that when they grew up, they weren't as cute anymore.
Well, then their lives tend to spiral. I noticed with these.
Macaulay Culkin.
Well, yeah, he got real bad.
Remember him? Yeah.
Real bad into addiction and.
I mean, look, you think like this though with Ryan's World. I agree that it maybe won't be sustainable, but then again, well,
I mean,
no.
they already got the content. I mean, I figure they'll still make money off of it for a while.
I just wonder, I've never watched the videos, but I wonder if when he gets grown, if they could maybe show the toy with him just narrating or something.
Well, they're gonna have to do something.
We'll have to do something,
They're gonna
right?
have to do something because as he gets older, it's not gonna just be playing with toys.
Don't it hurt y'all's heart that this motherfucker made $300-some million playing with toys? I mean, it don't hurt my heart, but you know what I mean?
Well, I just hope his parents, right, are doing right by him with that money. Because it's his money, I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
They better.
That's a good point. Right?
Yeah, they better be doing him right with that money and not spending it on themselves.
So let me say this. I'm gonna go against the grain on what you said just a little. So you said his parents should be doing him right, and it's all his money.
Well, I would say don't give them none of it. Now, I know they're managing and making sure he's got everything he needs, so they do deserve some of it, but they wouldn't have it without him,
They wouldn't have it without him, but I will reverse and say he wouldn't have it without them because
That's cold.
Do you think that 5-year-old came up with the idea for this show? Do you think he created his
I don't
YouTube
think he had
channel?
a choice.
Yeah.
Right,
Which if you're forced into a role like that,
then you should profit.
you should get compensated more than anybody else.
But can I say this? If there's anybody out there that can force me into a role where I make $300 million, chain me up for a while. Let's make it happen.
That's if he's making that $300 million.
Right.
That's if he's making it. We don't know if he's just getting the toys in the video.
Well, I'm with you. I'm with you. What I'm saying is this. I think that we can't take all credit from the parents.
Yeah, nah.
If we assume that the parents are putting away money for him, when he turns 18, he should be a multi-millionaire.
He made $300 million.
He should get most of it.
He should be getting $1 billion when he turned 18.
He makes it. Look, I want to answer this while we're on the phone.
I'd say because
Was it collectively or just this year? I was gonna say just
that
this
might be
year.
collectively. That might be collectively.
Insane.
I'm finna tell y'all.
That's still just an Uber.
Nah,
That's insane.
okay, let me say this to y'all, okay? Before I tell you his annual. He has toys in Walmart, guys, all over the world.
He got
His own toy brands, okay? He's got sponsorship deals. He's got commercials. He's got a TV show on Nickelodeon, okay?
I know that.
I didn't know that either.
What's he make a year?
$40 million a year.
Damn.
He makes $100,000 a day.
So
How
he
old is
made.
he?
So,
I think the boy right now is 11. If I'm not,
I mean,
he's 11. He's 11. So
wonder how long they've been YouTubing for. A couple years now, probably.
it's been a while, and look, to circle back to what I was saying, I think the parents should get some percentage because after all, they did mastermind it.
You're right.
You can bet that they produced the show, they came up with the concept, etc. But the boy should get the lion's share because he was the personality, and I
They
agree
are
with
setting
that.
them up. I can agree with that. They are setting them up. So.
From the outside looking in, they look like a loving family.
Yeah.
This is something that I just find extremely interesting. We talked about something similar to this, on this subject, a few episodes back. So another explorer believes they have found Amelia Earhart's plane that vanished in 1937.
Didn't they say they found like bones or something on this island around the fire?
Right.
And I think they did find her that day because I think they did tests on it.
So several people have came out. There was another where on that island, They found a plane, like the bottom of a plane, and they tested and looked at it, and it wasn't the right one. They proved it.
The plane, right?
The plane wasn't,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But now, boom, this may be the most promising, okay? They did this sonar scan. This guy said he did all these calculations, and he said she went down somewhere in this quarter-mile area over the ocean, right?
Right.
So they sonar it, and 16,000 feet deep. Wow. They found on imaging what looks to be an identical match for Amelia Earhart's plane. Now, this would fit with the theory of what they originally said. The original theory, based on her last transmission, is that she was looking for a place to fuel up. She overshot the place where she was going to fuel up. She was out on open water. She ran out of fuel, crashed into the ocean, dead. That was the theory. Then all this other shit, she landed on an island, so on and so forth. King, are you familiar with Amelia?
I know who she is. I don't know the full story, but it's interesting. And like, was it all intact, or was it just bits and pieces of the thing that they can sonar off?
You know, they said that it looks to be in remarkable shape for where it was at.
And what year did she go missing?
1937.
How far did they say how far the nearest land even was?
I didn't get into that, but I'll say this. If it's where I think it was, where they were talking about before, it's probably only 100 miles from the nearest. I say only 100. That don't seem like a lot. But it's a lot. It is a lot.
I mean, I guess if you have like a raft.
But think about this. If you were 100 miles from Charlottesville, would you die? Right? The point is, yes, I know it's open ocean, but what I'm saying is it's sad that she crashed and the islands were only 100 miles away, is what I'm saying.
I was just seeing if that tied into the bone thing. You know?
Where was the crash at again?
It was over the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Or the Pacific? It was the Pacific.
It was one of the two of those.
See, now we didn't research this part. We apologize. But now let me say this. I don't know if any of y'all realize just what a star Amelia Earhart was, okay? So what was the other dude? The Lindbergh, Charles Lindbergh. How many of you know about the Lindbergh baby? Okay.
The Lindbergh sounds familiar.
So look, Charles Lindbergh, you guys got to understand, this is when flight was in its infancy, okay? It wasn't normal for everybody to have been on a plane, know about a plane. So these first people that came out who were real good flying planes were superstars. Charles Lindbergh and Amelia Earhart were literally like movie star athletes. No shit.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere they went, people wanted to be around them. So Charles Lindbergh, just to get off subject real quick, he was like, again, he would have been like Brad Pitt, who could play basketball back then. His baby gets kidnapped, abducted, nobody knew what happened, so on and so forth. It was a huge story. Well, then with Amelia Earhart, this happens. The point is, when they went missing and this stuff happened, it was huge news. So if they actually solve this mystery, it's one of the all-time biggest mysteries ever. Let me ask y'all this. If you could, I'm gonna go around the room. If you could only solve one of all-time life's mysteries, what would it be? Like if you could get one question answered, other than what's life mean?
Damn, that's a hard one, man. There's a lot of people out here that have passed, and a lot of great minds. Maybe there was one dude in history, right? That if things could just be altered a little bit or even changed, Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
Maybe go back and just just a few of the inventions, because a lot of people say he got ripped off on a lot of his inventions.
He did.
I think that's one thing, because he really did change the world. So
I think the government interfered with him a little bit too.
Well,
honestly,
either that or the JFK thing, one of the two, just to really confirm it,
Before I go to Elijah, I'll tell you mine. I would want to confirm if there's UFOs. I mean, look, I want to know, are we alone? You believe we did?
I kind of believe we did.
We've had some incidents. We've had some incidents.
It was the CIA that declassified all those documents.
I would want to know about UFOs just because think about it. Imagine if we could just get the answer. We could just get the answer for sure. Is there 20 other planets out there with people on it? What about you, Elijah?
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Yeah.
It's a good mystery.
I really want to figure out who it was.
Hey,
Yeah, he was doing it.
he
man.
terrorized London, yo.
But he was killing, you know.
It was kind of crazy too, because he would catch these women the way he did it. Catch them on a back street, chop, 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 chop.
He's gone. He's just gone.
Yeah, and I mean that's why they think he was a surgeon, because he was so sharp with what he did.
Probably easy to get back and get away with it back then.
I mean,
in London.
they have no cameras. They ain't have nothing.
Yeah, you just stab somebody on the
Other
street
people.
and run.
What do you got, King?
I think personal experience is ghosts. If ghosts and spirits are truly real, I've had some things happen to me that are just unexplainable. So kind of like the UFO thing. Like I've had some UFO experiences too. I'm like, I believe it. And like, you know, the government comes out and say that they're real and stuff. But do they do that to get attention off of certain things, or do they do that to actually tell the truth?
Right. The ghost thing, I'm going to tell y'all. So I'm going to get Justice's last one. I'm going to tell y'all a quick story. What would you get?
Pretty broad, but just the discovery of the oceans.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, that's a good
what
one.
else is out there?
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
There could be anything in it. Anything.
And why NASA stop discovering, stop exploring it? You know, I mean,
Well, it's crazy that we know more about the moon than our own ocean.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm gonna add that. You think we've been to space?
I do, and I'm gonna say this. I know there's a huge conspiracy that believes the moon landing was fake, so on and so forth. And I could get real deep into the debate. I understand why some people don't, okay? I'll just say this. One of the biggest thing with people who believe the moon landing was a hoax, they say, well, if we were there, why haven't we been back? And
Why do we need to go back?
There's nothing
that's
there.
the thing. I believe NASA's explanation on that. They say there's nothing there of any value.
It's just rocks.
They're trying to get to Mars right now, and I don't know if anybody knows that. Well, I don't want to say anybody, but I don't know if those of us in this room realize they're trying to get to Mars right now. On the flip side, look, I'm gonna say this before we say bye to King. I could take a conspiracy theory right now. I shit y'all not. If I sat down and just came up with something that sound passable, and I shoot a really good video on it, make it believable, splice together some little half-ass facts, and throw it on YouTube and get it to get 1 million, 2 million views, word of that conspiracy will spread.
Yeah.
It'll
And
spread.
someone will believe it.
Somebody will believe it.
Will believe it somewhere.
And that's like, look, I get angry about the Sandy Hook shooting all the time because there's people out there that swore. You seen what just happened to what's his name? He got
Alex,
sued.
right?
Yeah,
He got
sued.
yeah, well.
Because, dude, people's children died. And all these people say, oh, it's a hoax. They were crisis actors. You know, look, I'm a parent. And I've seen acting, and there's some good actors out there. There is. There's also a lot of bad ones. When I watch a B movie and they cry and act like they lost a loved one, I don't believe them.
You know,
Yeah.
you've seen a B movie.
Well,
You're seeing a B movie. So you-
exactly. When I see,
That's some Tubi movies.
right,
That's some movies off the Tubi.
you see these Sandy Hook parents, though, breaking down, and as a parent, you're like, oh, you feel it, you know? So, but there's more, but it's for another day. Listen, for the first time ever, we're having a 2-guest rotation, so we're going to say bye to our brother King. King, is there anybody you want to shout out?
I just want to give a shout out to my sponsors back home. True Line Bullies, we got Unique Inc., Queen City Ford, Commander Coatings, Blake Naylor with Naylor Electric, and anybody else that I forgot right now. But yeah, they're making all this whole fight camp happen. So shout out to them. Shout out to Slim. You better get your thing up because it's coming, bro. It's coming. That title's mine. So
My man.
come with it.
Hey, Slim, we want you on next, baby. Hey, good work, King.
Sure, bud.
Appreciate you.